another episode, and this is Jupiter's day here already. So I'm going to open up the chart and see what teaching wants to come for us today. And Jupiter sitting lovely in Pisces. Mars is applying to square Neptune. Hmm. We have on 26 degrees Scorpio with Mars in Gemini retrograde. That's interesting. And Mercury is about to go to Sagittarius. Moon in Virgo. Moon in Virgo. So that is why I felt like talking about medicine today. And the way I'm going to do that is actually um, I want to have a discussion about expansion and contraction and temperatures. And whenever I am going to deliver ideas that I did not come up with, then I'm going to mention the name of the person if I remember the name. If not, I'm going to look for it. However, what I want you to do is to treat it as though you meet me either in academia or, I don't know, talking in some conference or whatnot, but not like I meet you and give an advice to you on a personal level. Okay? My advice on a personal level costs money. And also, you would need to be the type of person that I can work with, that is compatible to work with me, that is experimental, and that will acknowledge me for my ideas and take responsibility for the decisions. Okay? So, this is in no way a personal advice, it's a teaching that you may agree with and not agree with. And I also want you to look at what I am saying and see if that applies to you, because it may be and it might not. And so you decide if it's food for you or if it's not your type of food. And your type of food alters according to who you are. So that's not something I can say from a general view. Um, and okay, so let's begin with the core of things. Temperature relates to speed, and that is in relation to how contracted or dense or expanded um, matter is, or also energy is, for those who sense energy. And that quality of temperature, um, density, okay, and speed is relevant to both ideas, the food we eat, the type of workout or exercise that we do, or what we exercise, the type of people around us, the type of object around us, and so on and so forth. So, I want you to know this, even if you know nothing about astrology, even if you know nothing about medicine. And I can explain the concept. It's very easy. If you warm something up, then the little particles begin to move, and then when they move, then they move faster. Okay, if you cool something down in the beginning, they move slower. If you really, really cool it, they begin already to move faster, but it also begins to warm up. Um, and and that's just the way it is. Okay, if you are going to run, then you're going to heat up your body. Okay, but if you're going to run really fast and it's really cold outside, then you're going to heat up your body up until a certain point, and then you're going to run out of power, and then you're going to be really, really cold. Okay, so you want to do it in moderation, let's say if it's cold outside. Um, so that's just simple. Now, most of us already know that when we think about warming ourselves in a cold day, or not drinking, frozen water in the winter. But how many of us know this relative to the ideas that we believe in, the type of people that we surround ourselves with, and so on and so forth? So just knowing that, just try to sense things that are, you can even come up with a word and try to sense what is the temperature in your body. Of course, there can be many reasons that this creates this temperature and not that temperature. Contract the dense next to this idea or expand it. And just to sort out your position, this is knowledge that anybody can have. It is also the knowledge that's going to help you when you do go to doctors, when you do go to advisors, when you do see things or read articles, to kind of begin to sense if your body is, if it's relevant to your body, or if your body is ready to digest that. Um, because if you are contracted relative to, let's say somebody comes to hug you and you're contracted, it doesn't matter right now why you are contracted. What matters is that right now this is not the time to hug you. Okay, unless you hug yourself. And that can pertain to self-care. Okay, what is self-care for you? So I have a video about the moon across the zodiac, videos about the moon across the zodiac that can help you get at your, it's really important for you to know those basics that you can play around with, you can work around with. Um, and also understand that we do need to be, and this is really important, um, in the right balance for us, contraction, expansion. Expansion is usually Jupiter, and we see this Jupiter. So even if you know nothing in astrology, you can just allow this to be. Now we have Jupiter day, Jupiter hour where I'm at. So it's a lovely time, and I'm dedicating this session to Jupiter. So Jupiter is expansion, it's warm and moist, and it is also the higher mind, the child, the guru, for some people, the spouse. And this is, where is Saturn? This is Saturn. Okay. And Saturn is dry and cold, so contraction. Um, well, humidity is important, but just, the level of water that you need is going to alter according to your temperature. That's quite obvious. And there's a bit of complexity there about the type of liquid that we need. It's not just water usually. There's also minerals that we need um, with it. So these two, Saturn is also the teacher, but it's a different kind of a teacher, a different kind of guru. Um, that is more practical, contracting. Saturn gives you the reality check when you need to settle down, just do what you need to do. Jupiter gives you the reality check when you need to be optimistic, when you need to have faith, when you need to be aware that your mindset, that your beliefs also alter your reality. And in our session today, it also alter our sense of well-being and our health, overall sense of health. Um, so yes, of course, if we are uh, thinking or viewing the world in a way that is expansive, that is optimistic, that can contribute to our health. But we also need to have a practical sense to us. So, when shit hits the fan, then we are able to withstand, and we are able to do what we have to do. A simple way to understand that as your wealth and well-being is sportive activity. And you want the muscle to be flexible enough, okay, to expand, to move freely, but you also want it to be able to contract strong enough for you to lift weight. One of the best sports that Hautgesetzen relates to the bones, the hairs, the nails is swimming, because the density that the water provides is um, allowing for the bones to dense up. Not just the muscles, but also bone health. Okay, so we need contraction. In our breathing, okay, we have the inhale, so our lungs expand, and then the contraction, our lungs contract, and so we take the air out so we can bring more air in. And that already brings us to cyclicity and cyclicity of expansion and contraction, kind of the birth giving of life at every moment. So that's, I think, is basic and simple enough to understand. And if you try this throughout your day, throughout your week, um, you will already just apply this awareness. Okay, is something warm? It causes me to expand, or it's something cold? Causes me to contract. When do I drink warmer water? When do I drink colder water? Do I want to warm up myself to expand, or maybe to rest? Or do I want to cool up myself, maybe to contract? Maybe I want a cold shower so I can wake up and then I can run. And also, you can use intention, where you say you can just ask in the morning to be in good balance of contraction and expansion. So that alone sets the day up so that you will be more aware, and then you can play with it. And that is something that you have that doesn't cost you any money. You don't have to pay for any consultation. You have this in your power, even if you can't afford medicine, even if you can't afford seeing the doctor, if you can't afford, meeting with a holistic health practitioner. It's just knowledge that you have for you that can also enable you to observe yourself, to make changes to your life that are simple and they are at the core level. Um, and, and go from there. Okay, for me, for example, when I was recovering from fatigue, and I asked to be in the right balance of expansion and contraction. So I could do more of the things that I came here to do, actually, and still keep time to rest. So this might be through, many of us are recovering and have fatigue. Sometimes you expect yourself to be on contraction, to be on action, doing, or stillness and meditation, but not to rest, not to just enjoy. And what you actually need is to enjoy life. What you actually need is to rest. But sometimes you are enjoying life, but then there's something about you enjoying life, but where's the sense of meaning? And the sense of meaning right now is not in just sitting and relaxing, but in actually doing something and being active and contracting a bit, and that gives you meaning. Like the good feeling you get sometimes after volunteering. Uh, on the other hand, you also need the good feeling of self-care, the good feeling of, just watching a movie that you like, of maybe dancing, of, making love, all those things that are in our world. Um, so it is a core concept, but it has many layers. Something that I will continue to address because it's something to keep in mind every day. It's just something to keep in mind every day so that you keep yourself in the range of temperatures that is good for you, and the range of expansion contraction that is good for you. So let me know how do you apply it, because you already applied today. Let me know how this helped you. Let me know. Tell me a story of when you used that. or when you didn't use that, and what happened then. Um, because that is so simple. Like, really, it is so, so simple, um, and so useful to practical day in life. And it can put you, if you are interested in studying further the topic of your wealth and health and well-being, it will put you in a quite advanced place quite quickly, because for everything you will ask yourself the temperature, the density, how quickly it absorbs, sort of like drainage, but liquid is more intricate to talk about, and I definitely will discuss it. So that was today teaching. Let's see, I saw some nice stuff on the news. I want to see where it's not here, not here, um, not here. No, I cannot show you this because it requires me to get out of something. So no, I can't show you this. As there was a discovery of, they made basically a black hole in a lab. So and the discovery. Take a look at the chart because that was yesterday, and if we go to 1 day ago, that was when it was published, but that would be here, and it's not the right chart. The moon was in Leo, opposition in Saturn. Trying to think of black hole stuff. Well, Mercury, not really. No, not really. Um, Trying to go for the Uranus. No, if you can delineate this discovery, then feel free uh, to mention that. Um, Other things I saw, they only now beginning to see if there is a connection between vitamin D and depression, and like, of course, there is. This is my opinion. You can go for yours, but yes, of course, there is something that if you study holistic health practitioner, you know immediately that you need your vitamin D, um, and your minerals and vitamins in general. You need them to be there in good amount. The best is by exposure to the sun, or taking a good source of vitamins if you need it. Anything more I saw that was quite interesting. We keep having meteorites that risk our Earth like coming up. So in the spirit of doom and gloom, um, yeah, and I try to find pattern in the way that sperm cells swim, which I thought was funny. But that was the news today. Anyway, have a lovely lovely day. This is my bamboo. I'll see you in my next video. If you wonder, like, you saw this astrology chart. First of all, yes, I do look at the astrology chart and see. Usually, I'd wake up with something I want to talk about, and then I look at the chart and kind of see, like, why do I want to talk about this? So, Luna is in, the moon is in Virgo. Virgo is in, Virgo is frequency. It's related to discerning. It's related to healing of the natural source. Um, the type of healing that you learn or feels didn't work for you, sometimes that can be, it can be Chiron, but it can also be the mercurial side of Virgo, because it discerns things that usually people don't discern, like on a general level. And so, yes, I do astrology. Yes, I do readings. You can contact me for that. Probably whatever question you have, I can answer. I use the natal chart. I take a look at perfected Time Lords. If you have like an exact birth time, then yes, we can look at zodiac release and see if there are top periods for you coming up. Um, that's more or less my tools. I do not do horary right now, not because I don't believe in it, but because I'm not skilled enough, like I don't know it. So if you are looking for horary reading, there are excellent people who do give horror-y readings. I know Angelita does, and she's like amazing. You can watch the interview I had, the episode I had with Angelita Biscotti, where you can have her contact detail if you're looking for that kind of reading. Other than that, I do go over synastries and composites, and you can check out my videos about that. Uh, Look for Venus Wisdom on a Venus day, and they sometimes include synastry and composites because these are more relational. Um, yes, that is it. If you like my channel, then you can subscribe, click the bell, um, comment. I do take requests. I'm not going to take requests about personal medical conditions because the only way for me to answer that would be a general answer, and that might and might not apply to you, and you will be too tempted to think that it does apply to you. So like I can take questions as to, you tell me, okay, there is a medical condition like so and so, what explains that, or what could explain that, then I can tell you, what Louise Hay says about these organs, or try to diagnose it from a holistic perspective. Yeah, but then if you happen to be suffering from that condition, it does not apply to you, and you will be too tempted to take it as a personal diagnosis, which is not. It takes looking at your whole systems to diagnose you. Like it's taking a look at your life. Um, Another point that I quite often mention is that our worldview, which is also Jupiter, uh, better contributing to our sense of well-being. And sometimes it is contraction from Saturn that we need. We need a reality check so that we will stay healthy, so we don't be overly optimistic. But also we need to make sure or we need to at least try and see whether what we believe in is something that is healthy for us, or is it causing too much drama, or too much fear, or too much like whatnot, and then to see what beliefs release, okay, create a good level of flexibility in ourselves, basically. Um, I know not all of that, like, it takes a while to do that with just awareness, but that's something that does not cost you money, and the more you can apply, the more you can be, benefited from that if it works for you. So it's not the instead of don't go here, don't go there. It's just like a lot of people for actual medicine, and I want to give practical tools that can be applied and can be played around with without me giving you consultation, and with you having things to think about and also plan your life, that you do feel a bit better during these times. So yeah, that's that. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.